Hey guys, it's Robbie here, and this is Frecky Fit Wolf. It is Sunday, so that means it's time for another week's weigh-in. It's week 23. Wow, time is flying. Alright, y'all, so it has been a week. And sorry, I just got out of the shower, so my hair's all blah. But anyway, so it's been a long week for me. I worked every day this week. Not that big of a deal, but it was also just very stressful. Yeah, it just wasn't a great week mentally. There were some great things that happened, and luckily I love my job and I love my coworkers. But like, I picked up an extra day when I'm normally off on Tuesdays. I worked, and then Friday I helped out at another store, and that store is over an hour away from me. So it was a long commute and a long shift, and it was just a lot this week. And then yesterday, not gonna talk bad about people, but let's just say people were feeling the full moon early. 3 separate incidences. Is that how you say that word? I don't know. But yeah, 3 separate things. One really, really stressful, like kind of felt like it ruined my day. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then more stuff happened. And then on the way home, my GPS, granted, it was trying to tell me not to go that route. And I'm like, it's only like 11 minutes, or it's only like 2 or 3 minutes longer than the route it wants me to go. It just wanted me to take a highway I don't like. So I was like, I'm just going to keep going. And then that turned into adding an hour onto my commute. But one thing I can say, I was cranky, I was moody, I was emotional. So 2 things I can say. One, I was listening to Felicia Day's podcast, and that is very entertaining and great distraction for such a long drive. But 2, the delay was because of accidents, and there were several accidents, and there were cars on the side of the road, and it kind of makes you realize, I dealt with cranky customers, I dealt with people just being completely ridiculous, but I'm okay. I'm not on the side of the road. My car isn't totaled. I don't even know if any of those people were injured, but I'm not dealing with that. So things could be a lot worse. I mean, whenever I am stressing out, whenever I'm feeling bad or like my life is horrible, that's something I've got to remember. Things can always be worse. There's so many things to be grateful for that I don't need to focus on just the negative. Even like with today's weigh-in, I'm not going to throw up the numbers because they're the exact same as last week. I didn't gain, I didn't lose, exactly the same. As a refresher, that means I'm 337.6 pounds. And so for my mini goal of getting to that 40 pounds, I still need to lose 0.8 pounds. 8 ounces, however you want to word it. So I'm so close. And I feel like it's a stress of me being excited also of getting close to my goal that slowed it down. And then my Dragon Con goal it is 74.6 pounds to go. So it's the same as last week. No point throwing up the numbers. I could probably, actually they're probably still on here from last week. Whoops, that's not it. Let's not try. I forgot I was messing around with stuff earlier in the week. But either way, they're the same as last week. But I could be upset. I could be very sad or very angry or like, what the heck happened? But, it, like I've said a million times, it's a journey. It's not going to be just a steady downward slope. It's going to have some bumps or, plateaus or whatever. Not that 1 week is a plateau. But I'm not letting it get me down. I'm not letting it stop me because, so many times in the past when I would have weeks that did not go wonderfully, I'd want to stop. But I don't want to. It happened, and honestly, I looked at the food that I tracked, and I see exactly what I believe happened. Because of the way my schedule went this week, I did not eat properly. I didn't eat enough, which is odd to say, but it is a huge factor, because if you don't have enough. So, like, first of all, you all know that typically, sorry, my eyes are really itchy today. Typically on Sundays, I use all of my weekly points and my daily points in one day. Sometimes I even go over that. Honestly, the weeks that I lose even more are the weeks that I've gone way over that. But I at least use all of them. And this time I had 16 points or 16 bites left for the week. If you're new to my channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, points, bites, all that jazz, I am doing the Weight Watchers Green Plan, which comes out finally this weekend. But I am using iTrack Bites to track it. I also use the WW app and track on there. And I'm going to compare and all that jazz once that is officially out and accessible on my phone. But so I'm using the iTrack Bites app called, the plan called Sugar Smart. And on there, you instead of saying points, you say bites. So I kind of use the words interchangeably. Like, sometimes I'll say bites every time. Sometimes I'll say points every time. Sometimes I'll switch back and forth. So you got to bear with me a little bit on that one, guys. Sorry. But yeah, so this week I had 16 points left for the rest of the week on my weeklies. I typically don't do that, especially not on the weeks that I've been successful. And I didn't touch them the rest of the week because later in the week, as I go through, like Tuesday, I had 16 points left. Wednesday was fine. I did 3.2, but Thursday 11. Friday I had 22 points left for the day. That like I said, that was the day that I drove over an hour away to go to work. And so my routine is just different. Like, I'm a creature of habit and my routine's different. Luckily I stopped at the Quick Trip by me, so I had my usual breakfast. But then since I'm that far away, and I was tired. Like, I was tired after I got off work, and I knew once I got in my car, that was it. And this was actually a salon that is inside of a grocery store, like one that I used to work at. So I was like, oh, I used to love, they have this turkey meatball with caponelli noodles, and I love them. And they're super low in calories and points. Like, for 2 servings, because I had 2 servings, it was 19 points, 19.9, so 20 points. So I was like, ooh, that sounds great. I want that. But, it was filling. And I left with 22 points for the day. So there was a lot of days this week that I just didn't have enough. I mean, several days I had like 1,500 calories, and that is great if I was like 100 pounds lighter. But when I weigh as much as I do, when I'm 337.6, I need more calories to maintain my body to be able to lose weight. Otherwise, my body is going to hold on to everything that it can. So, luckily, didn't gain because of that. But unfortunately, that also means that I did not lose because of that, because there wasn't enough, which is, it's so mind-boggling, because it's always for everybody. You always think less is better. If I could have 1,000 calories and not feel like I was starving, I could lose weight quick. But it doesn't work that way, guys. Especially for me, it does not work that way. The weeks that I have undershot it are the weeks that I do not do well. This week's a perfect example. But last week, I did well. The week before, I did not. So it is not going to be a steady, amazing week every week. And I'm okay with that, because I am living life. I am experiencing things in the real world, not this perfect little bubble that you could be in to do everything perfectly, And I'm sure you guys can relate. Not every one of your weeks have been wonderful. And so we've got to accept it. We've got to be okay with that, because otherwise we're going to get depressed and we're going to quit. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to quit. I'm loving what I'm doing. Especially when I have weeks like this that didn't go fantastic. It's a learning experience. Everything in life you can learn from, especially on your weight loss journey, especially when you are tracking everything every week. By the way, that is Piper from Charmed. Very cute. But anyway, what was I saying? When you track everything on your phone or, pen and paper, however you want to do it, then you can look back and see, well, that part wasn't a good idea. I can look and see if I had enough water. And I also did not have enough water this week. I've had way too much diet soda. Typically, I only drink diet soda at work, and at home it's water or tea. This week, I think I've had 1 bottle of water at home. And yeah, I didn't even fill up any glasses. The rest was just whatever was left from the day at work. Yeah, I made my first pot of tea this morning. So that's another thing. And when you track it, that is why tracking is so important. One, so that you don't make too big mistakes beforehand, but two, so that you can look back and see, well, this worked or this didn't work. And in this case, I can see that I did not have enough. And that is very important. It's so important. And I can even look and see the type of foods that I ate and see if, sodium levels, things like that. All of that stuff is very important to understand about how your body reacts. Selena's like trying to figure out what she wants to do. Sorry, distractions. Cute dogs. You can't blame me for getting distracted. She's mad that I attempted to make the bed, so she's trying to unmake it. And she gave up. Okay, all right, enough narration about my dog. But yeah, so that was my week this week. It could have been better, but it's life. It's fine. I will be better this week. I will get closer to my calorie goal and my point goal this week, and I'll just make up for it. And there's another doggy. She heard me talking about the other one. You can't see her because she's way down here. But yeah, this is my Goldie. But anyway, so yeah, hopefully your guys' week went well. I know in my Facebook group, I've seen some people actually have really great weight losses this week. And I know some of the other YouTubers that I've seen this week have had some great losses this week. Stop it, honey. So hopefully you did too. And next week I'll do better. It's fine. All right, so if you haven't yet, please comment, please like, please subscribe, hit that little bell so you know when I post videos, and I will talk to you guys probably Tuesday, unless I decide to make another video before then. We'll see. All right, bye.